Have you been as good to yourself as you have been to others? I don't know about you, but when it comes to self criticism, like that is the thing that I have had to work on for such a long time to get to where I am. And I'm like not even totally out of it because I'm so hard on myself. Like I don't need anybody else to be hard on me because I am hard on myself. Like I have high expectations for myself. And it is a good thing to have high expectations for yourself. So let me say that first. But it can also become your downfall. Because what happens is you push yourself to the extent that you are burned out. You push yourself to the extent that you are overwhelmed. You begin to develop anxiety. You begin to get sad because you have not hit the goals that you've had for yourself in the time frame that you set for yourself, right? Like nobody's put that pressure on you. And so sometimes we can have unrealistic expectations of ourselves. And when we don't meet those unrealistic expectations, then we get upset with ourselves. Then we start to say, so this is who I am. This is what, like, right, of course, I'm not able to do this. And you start doubting yourself. You start calling yourself names. Like, don't act like you hadn't done it. I know I had. Or like, what's stupid? Like, why did you do that? Why did you say that? How did you make that mistake? Like, and a lot of times we can get upset with other people for talking to us any kind of way. But we really need to be like getting on ourselves about talking to ourselves any kind of way. Because how you talk to yourself matters. How you treat yourself matters. And so my question is, are you as kind to yourself as you are to others? Like, do you practice self-compassion? Do you give yourself grace? Right? And so I want to challenge you to begin believing in your ability to perform well. But I don't want you to put so much stress on yourself that you're not able to hit your goals. You're putting so much stress on yourself that you're burned out. Like you don't have the energy, or you might have an attitude. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Maybe you're not taking care of yourself. Maybe you're not drinking enough water. Maybe you're not moving your body enough. Like you got to love yourself enough to know when it's time to self-assess, when it's time to reprioritize, when it's time to show up in a different way, when it's time to stop running to everyone else, right? Running to everyone else's rescue, but not giving yourself what you need. Because this is the thing. Somebody somewhere is going to need you all the time. I'm going to say that again. Somebody somewhere is always going to need something from you. And so this is where I really began to see that I was doing too much. Because, you know, when you're married, so your spouse needs something from you. Your kids need something from you. Your boss needs something from you. If you're in church, your church needs something from you. You got friends, your friends need something from, like, you need something from you. And so you got to get to the place where you prioritize you enough, where you love you enough, where you are willing to say, I'd love to help you, but I can't, right? Where you're okay with disappointing someone else so that you can take care of yourself. Right? You've got to have compassion for yourself. You have got to prioritize your peace. You've got to get this tool in your toolbox called emotional resilience. And this is how you respond to adversity, how you respond to something unexpected, how you respond in a crisis. Like, do you immediately break down? Do you immediately go into a state of depression? Do you immediately become discouraged? And if you are doing that, you are a disservice to yourself as well as those around you. because you've got to get to a place where you are not moved, like where you're not panicking because something did not go your way. You're not quitting or throwing in the towel because something did not go your way. Because for many of you, this is why you keep finding yourself back in the same place over and over and over again. You're in this cycle because you will start, but as soon as you hit a roadblock or a challenge, or you receive a rejection, or things don't go your way, this is too much. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not tall enough. I'm not short enough. I'm not thin enough. Like, you come up with all of these excuses. And that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. And so if you can't be real with anybody else, if you can't be truthful with anybody else, be truthful to yourself. Be real with yourself. Sometimes you got to shake yourself. Sometimes you've got to shock your norm. You got to shock your norm. You got to change your morning routine. Sometimes you got to snap out of it. Like, yep, I would normally, if this happened to me a year ago, I would have a breakdown. But today, I refuse to have a breakdown. Today, I refuse to turn my joy and my peace over to somebody else. Today, I refuse to let you zap me of my energy. And so if you really, really, really desire to have a life of joy, a life of peace, a life of abundance, there are some changes that you are going to have to make. And it's going to start with you. Because if you don't change, nothing around you will change. If you don't change, your circumstances won't change. If your belief system doesn't change, oh my goodness, you're not going to see the changes that you want to see. So self-assess, right? Self-assess. Where do I need to put my focus, my time, and my energy right now? Where am I wasting time? Where am I procrastinating? How often am I engaging in negative self-talk? How often am I criticizing myself? How often am I doing more complaining than working? How often am I like just sitting down being negative? What do I need to shift within myself, within my environment? What do I need to shift about how I see myself? What do I need to change about how I talk to myself? Like, this is how you level up. This is how you perform at a higher level. It all starts with you. It starts with you being honest with yourself and making the changes necessary to get to where you desire to be. Practice self-compassion. Practice self-love, and get to a place where you can count on you. Because when you get to that place, like, your confidence is going to soar. When you get to that place where you prove to yourself that you're valuable, where you prove to yourself that you're worthy, you are not going to look for that worthiness from anybody outside of you. And that is when you're going to begin to crush it. Until next time, take care.